Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Money Monday. I am Henry, your friend in finance. Today, we're going to be talking about financial education in schools. I've heard a lot of people saying recently things like, oh man, I know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I wish that I knew how to do my taxes. Things like that. I wish that I knew how they taught us how to invest in high school, things like that. And I think that it is that sentiment is well-meaning, but it is misplaced. And trying to force curriculum into our schools on financial education is not a great idea. And I'm going to go through a couple of the quick reasons why. One, the financial landscape is constantly changing because of new financial tools, because of new technology. An example of that is in my home ec course, we spent a lot of time learning how to balance a checkbook. I have not balanced a checkbook in my life because I can just log into my bank account and it will tell me what I have spent, and it will tell me how much I have available to me now, even if some of the transactions are pending. So, another example is the Roth IRAs. They only started in '97. The tax code got rewritten in the 2010s. All kinds of stuff happened. During the pandemic, the tax code got changed again because new deductions, new credits got added. Things are constantly changing. There is a reason why I am taking a seven course to become a CFP practitioner. That's a certified financial planner practitioner. And these textbooks are big. They are dense. There's a reason why I can do that. The financial field is constantly changing and it is very dense. Anytime that we're going to be able to finally get a curriculum passed for our schools, it's going to be hopelessly obsolete and out of date really quickly. On top of that, what curriculum are we going to be teaching? Up until very recently, most people thought that the best way to invest was by picking stocks, but math and science has shown us that it is not statistically likely that you're going to end up getting ahead if you do that. But even so, we still have people trying to pick crypto, trying to pick stocks even now, thanks to things like Robinhood. What curriculum would we be teaching in the schools? And what if that curriculum that's being taught is not the right choice for students in certain financial situations? That'd be the equivalent of going to the doctor, going to class about health, and the health class being entirely about the best way to run the fastest. And if you show up to that class with a heart condition, that could be incredibly unhealthy for you. More so than that, I'll be completely honest, how are parents going to react to the homework? Very recently, we saw that parents were not very happy with Common Core, even though science showed that Common Core is more closely reflects how our brains actually do math. How would parents feel if they start helping their kid with their homework, and their homework is basically saying like, hey, the financial moves you've made have been really stupid? Parents are not going to like that at all. And so I think let's flip this around. Let's talk about what the things that we could use, the things that we already have in place, a better way forward. First of all, math classes. A lot of people hated their math classes, and I think for good reason, because they felt irrelevant. But ultimately, algebra and geometry are the foundation of finance. You can't understand compound growth unless you know about exponents. I can't even talk right now. I'm getting so excited. You can't understand compound growth unless you understand exponential growth. Similarly, tax forms ultimately are algebra, adding and subtracting different fields against each other, and at the very end, multiplying by a percentage. That's algebra, baby. So focusing on math courses instead of creating a whole new course and just making these math courses more relevant to students would be an easier way than creating an entirely new course and taking time away from the students in curriculum that is already jam-packed as it is. Also, let's start at home. Let's start with at home. I mentioned the parents getting frustrated before. Parents have an incredible impact on their kids' financial future. And it comes from their behavior. Kids are going to imitate how their parents behave. A lot of times you see kids carrying either the same financial scars or the same advantages from one generation to the next. It's because we imitate our parents, whether we intend to or not. So let's focus on the parents instead. That's going to lead to a much better return on our time to make sure that our kids have a good financial future. And the most important thing is, let's start now. If you've ever heard yourself saying like, man, I wish that they had taught me this in school. Man, I wish they taught me how to do taxes in school. Man, I wish they taught me about investing in school. Now is the most important time. How can we expect kids to learn this stuff and to implement it if we're not willing to learn it and implement it ourselves? So if you've ever heard yourself saying, hey, I wish that I knew how to do this stuff, I wish they'd taught me this stuff in school, this is that moment for you, reach out to me, send me a text, give me a call. We can start you on that journey now. If we're thinking in terms of time traveling, if you were in the future and you could go back in time and change one little moment, this is that moment that could have a huge impact on the rest of your financial life, just by reaching out to me and saying, hey, I'm ready to start learning about finance. I'm ready to get my act in gear. Let's go. I'm here to help you. Thank you all so much for spending time with me. I do think there are better ways to move forward and to have a better financial wellness and education permeated throughout the entire country. And I think it starts with us as adults. It's not about us pushing off that education on anybody else. It's about us learning it now. We have to step up now. We have to empower ourselves to do that. And only by doing that can we help our country economically heal from the incredible wealth gaps, the incredible income gaps that we have in our country today. Thank you all so much for your time. I am, as always, your friend in finance, Henry. I hope you all have a great week. Bye.